this evening we are going to be talking about receiving physical abundance with Archangel Ariel. So, welcome to day number 3. Just before we get started, and as people are joining, just to let you know that at the moment we have our beautiful program open called A Lightworker's Guide to the Archangels. And it's a 9-module journey done over 9 weeks where we learn how to work with the energy of each archangel and apply their energy to different areas of our lives. So we cover healing work, we cover emotional healing, so that's self-healing, healing other people. We cover abundance. Some of the things that we're talking about in this 3-part series, we're going deeper with that. If you are interested, by the end of the week on Friday, we have 2 bonuses finishing. That's 2 sessions. So it's 1 session with myself and 1 session with my mum. So it's an angelic quantum healing hypnosis session and an angelic reading, as well as all of the amazing information and the quantum journeys within the program. So my name is Amy. I am Activation Amy on all of the social medias, and I am a light language activation guide, a quantum healing hypnosis practitioner, and also a channel for the angelic realm. And this is my lovely mother.
So hello, thank you, lovely daughter. So yes, I'm Claire Losty, angel medium, which isn't much different to any other medium, except that when I'm doing my readings, I'm channeling from the spirit world as well as from the angelic kingdom. So messages come through from both sides. So I do that, but also angelic Reiki. So Amy and I work together and independently as well.
Beautiful. Okay, right. So if you want to start to dive into the conversation that we're going to have this evening, which is around Archangel Ariel, just by starting to let us know what Archangel Ariel brings and how you can start to embody more of her presence in your life.
Okay, so Archangel Ariel. So I'm just going to show you a card that depicts her quite well. So she is known as a bit of a warrior angel, but she comes through. I don't know if you can see that picture behind Amy. I don't know if you can see it.
Do you want me to hold? Do you want me to grab it?
Grab it. So this is Archangel Ariel depicted with her lion.
Just wait 1 second, Mum. So I'm just waiting for YouTube to catch up. Hello. Hi, Catherine. Hello. I can't see Nirvana. Is it first like? Yay, first like. Thank you very much. We appreciate all of the likes and all of the love. So thank you for that.
Keep it going. It's really lovely.
Just to let you know, we are on day 3 of Activate Your Angelic Abundance, and we are discussing this evening ways in which you can work with Archangel Ariel. So yeah, if you just want to carry on.
Yeah, so Archangel Ariel is known as the Lioness of God. So it's a bit of a strange name, but she depicts strength, but she's often depicted, that's okay, now put it down. Hello again. So she's often depicted with a lion, and the lion is representative of her strength. So often depicted as a warrior because she's known to be strong and courageous. So we can call her in for courage. So we're just going to talk about some of her roles and who she is. So when we think of Ariel, our minds tend to go to the Little Mermaid. But Ariel is not the Little Mermaid.
But didn't Disney call Ariel after Archangel Ariel? I'm sure that I did hear something.
Possible. It is possible, yeah. So Ariel's roles, basically, she is known as the angel who is closest to the earth. So she has a massive big job, I always think. So Ariel is in charge of absolutely everything that lives on the earth, and also all the elements, the wind, the seas, all the weather, wind, rain, you name it, everything. So she looks after animals, plants, trees, sea life, birds, everything that lives on the earth. It is her responsibility to look after their physical needs. So because we're on the earth as well, Ariel also looks after us, our physical needs. So because we're talking about money this week, we know that Ariel is a really good archangel to bring in, because if we're in need of money, then Ariel is the angel to bring in. So she works with elementals. So for those of you who may not know what elementals are, so these are the nature spirits, I would call them. So little fairies, little gnomes and pixies, and any of those elementals that you are familiar with. So wood sprites, tree spirits, all the spirits that help to maintain nature. So Ariel works with them. So, and she helps us basically to connect with them. So when you're out in the garden and you feel, if you have a garden and you're out and you're doing a bit of gardening, you may be inspired to plant a certain tree or work with certain colours. I always feel that it's Archangel Ariel and the little elementals who are helping you to look after the earth. So just by planting a garden, you are looking after the earth. So Ariel is, as I said, she's known to be very, very strong. So she helps us, she calls us into action also, because she works with environmentalists. So she will call us into action to help her with her massive job of looking after the earth. So she works with vets and anybody who looks after animals, sea life, or anybody at all who looks after animals. So as I said before, because she looks after material needs, she's the perfect angel to talk about this week. So because she helps all the little animals and the insects and the birds and the fish, she helps them in their own habitats. So helping protect their habitats, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Yep. Helping them protect their little homes, their habitats, and helping them to build them, protect them, and look after them in general. So she does exactly the same thing for us. So if we are in need of something, if we are in need of a home, in fact, if we're in need of something that we need within the home, if our home is in disrepair and we need money to repair the home, she will help us to manifest that money. So Ariel is actually known to help with manifesting money. So I just want to show you this. It's a different sort of side to Ariel, but I love this card as it says prosperity and all that gold. So it goes hand in hand with what we're talking about in visualizations this week. So she is just putting that horn over and giving us all the money that we need. So this week we're talking about manifesting abundance, mostly money, and help with the things that we need. So what she will do is, it may happen, as we talked about yesterday, it might be that you'll get a random check from somewhere. Who knows? A random money will come. You may win the lottery. Who knows? But for the most part, Ariel will plant the seeds into your mind and steer you in the right direction. So all the archangels are guides, like our guardian angels and our spirit guides. The archangels are also predominantly guides. So what they will do is they will help you to find the house, find the money for the house, and anything that you need. But again, it's all about bringing the archangels in, asking the archangels for help, and I want to say play the game, because it kind of is a game. Manifestation and manifesting money kind of is a game. It's about acting on faith, absolute faith. But Ariel will not give you money for the sake of it. So it has to be in your best interest and in the best interest of other people. So if you're already fairly set up but you fancy being a millionaire, well, she's unlikely to help you, because what she does do is help with your material needs. So if you're already set up, It's fine to want other things, don't get me wrong. It's absolutely fine to want better things, so long as it's for the right purpose. So for us, we're trying to manifest a healing space. We feel like we've outgrown our living room where we do most of the work. So we're trying to manifest now a healing space. And that's in our interests and also in the interest of others. So we're bringing in Archangel Ariel, knowing that this is the kind of thing that Ariel will help us with. So, yeah, so she will put ideas into your head about how to manifest the money. But she is also a miracle worker, as all the archangels are. So they can work miracles. You will find money coming from every direction possible once you start bringing them in and acting on faith. And again, like we talked about for 2 days now, is how do we do this? So we can write things down. We can actually send messages to the archangels. Write a letter. Draw it out. Draw out the house that you feel is right for you. If you need a car and it's essential for you to have a car, draw a car and ask it. And then I always put underneath when I've drawn something like that is thank you, angels, because I know that it's on its way. It will happen and it will come. And you know what? It always has. And in the meantime, while it's happening, I get lots of presents from the angels. We talked about presents from Jophiel, didn't we, yesterday? Presents of flowers. So Ariel, for me, sends cats. So you will get pictures of cats coming into your head, cats all over the place to let you know that it's on the way. So big cats like lions, tigers, but also little cats like domestic cats will suddenly turn up when you're thinking about Ariel, when you're channeling with her, when you're asking her something.
That's our cat.
That's one of my cats who is now ripping the furniture just as we're talking about cats.
Oh, that's the second.
Secures me.
We have 3 cats.
So yeah, to get our attention, they like to scratch my furniture because generally speaking, I jump up and go, stop it, and chase them out the room, which is exactly what they wanted in the first place. So, but yeah, it's weird that the cats suddenly turn up. I definitely closed the door and locked them out, and they've managed to find their way back in. So yeah, so manifesting money in the best, just to prove, I'm going to continue. I'm going to have to just throw him out.
Do you want me to throw him out?
So yeah, so I'll continue. So yeah, love cats, even though they're a bit of a nuisance, but it's weird actually that they should turn up just as we're talking about Ariel. So it's not uncommon, this is what will happen. So yeah, if it's in your best interest, so we always have to keep that in mind. If it's the right thing for you and the right thing for other people who are involved, because we can ask Ariel, ask all the archangels to help other people. It's not just about us, but we can act on behalf of other people as well. So just saying, Amy, we can bring in the angels. If we know somebody who is in need, we can ask on their behalf as well. So one thing that Ariel does give you is strength, because we've talked about during this week, we have talked about how it feels when we're in lack. So it doesn't feel good, basically, when your stomach is churned up from morning till night, worrying about where your next payslip, check, or the next amount of money will come from, and you do not know how to pay the mortgage or the rent that month. It is a terrible, terrible feeling. We know that. And we've talked about how it is a spiral downwards once we get into that pattern of lack. It's very hard to break that pattern. But it can be done.
It can be done with persistence. And yesterday I went into detail around the difference between belief and faith. So if you want to learn more about that, go back and watch yesterday's one, which was about Archangel Jophiel. It definitely can be done, but it's taken probably your whole life to build the thoughts and to build the belief that you have around money, and your actions will stem from your beliefs. So it is possible to change it. And one of the best ways to do that is to work with the angels as you do that, to help bring you more into a state of faith. Sorry, yeah, I
No, that's fine.
interrupted you
It's
then, didn't
perfect. So yeah, so we're just gonna talk a little bit about Ariel, to bring Ariel in when you don't feel strong, basically, when you've reached that point where you just think there's nothing else left of me, I don't know where to go. So bring her in for strength. So we have talked about recognizing the negative thoughts, bringing Archangel Michael in to cut those cords, asking Archangel Jophiel in to help you to feel feelings of joy. And then we bring Ariel in to help to give us the strength to carry on and the courage to make the changes. Maybe we need to make changes to bring about a better standard of living. But it's not, when we bring the angels in, we're acting on faith that they will help us, and they absolutely will. So we need to move forward. Ariel will help us to move forward unwaveringly in our faith. So acknowledge that things can and definitely will change, change for the better. So money will come. So it's a good thing to write down that on a big piece of paper, money will come. And then underneath, thank you for the money.
Yeah, because it's not always the easiest thing just to like feel like you have money. Sometimes it helps us say the money is coming, it's on its way to me, and that kind of like helps soothe your nervous system and gets you into a better emotional state, because it always does, like one way or the other. You've got this far in life, money will come to you somehow, some way, and it's just trusting and supporting that the angels will help you to have a sense of openness and to make aligned decisions that will support you in receiving money for whatever that looks like for you. But I think that the biggest one that like, well, one of the kind of big ones that people struggle with, and it's that it's hard to earn money, that you have to work really, really hard and do things that you don't like to receive money. And that's a belief that I've been dismantling these past few years. And I can say that it's not been easy. Like, it really hasn't. There's been many, many times when I've been like, you know what, I love this work so much. I love supporting people. I love being in service to others. But there's been many times when I'm like, oh my God, shall I just give up, and shall I just go back to having like a normal job? Like, but for me, that would look like previously, because I've only been meant to do this to support others on their path, right? And many healers feel like this because they know that they've got gifts to share, they know that they've got something to say, they know that they've got a message, but they're so afraid. And this is where Archangel Ariel comes in, of taking that leap of faith. So I had to take that leap of faith, I think it was about 3.5 years ago, because I mean, I could have been doing this work like for about 8 years before that, you know, I was actually able to do it, because a lot of the time you don't feel like you're ready. You really, really don't. So it's learning to call in the angels. So I had to take that leap of faith because I didn't have that openness in my energy to receive clients and to work with people when I was absolutely exhausted from doing a job that just completely burned me out and really affected my mental health, if I'm being honest. Because, you know, I would say I'm an extremely sensitive person and definitely neurodivergent. And so working in any kind of environment that has like lights and like, I'm, you know, I've not got that power in my environment, and I'm not like giving my gift, I'm not doing what I'm meant to be doing. It was complete and absolute overwhelm. And I know many, many healers feel like that. Yeah, it is the same. It can feel like the same old, same old. I agree with that, because it was like that for me. It's like in every single job that you do, unless you are working for yourself, which obviously has its own challenges, it is the same old, same old. It's like, it's really high stress, high pressure, and it is that belief of, and then it reinforces the belief of, you have to work incredibly hard to receive money. But then having your own business comes with its own challenges, and that's where the faith comes in.
So we know that things started to change for us for the better after we brought the angels in. As soon as we started to bring them in, boy, it was like miracles started to happen. And it was only when we brought them in did things start to fall
Can you
into
explain
place.
bringing them in? Because this person here is saying, how do I get my angel to help me? Yeah, it's like eat, sleep, work. Yeah, that's it. Like, you literally pay to exist. And that it's breaking that thought, breaking that belief system, and knowing that there is a different way once you tune into like what your gifts are. And there is like a decision with it as well, where it's like, I'm not going to live the rest of my life like this. There is another way, and it is possible, but it does take faith, and that is the biggest part for a lot of people. So can you explain to this person here, or to anyone, how do you get how do they get their angels to help them, like on a basic level?
Right, okay, so I'll just explain that everybody has guardian angels. You may have more than one. So in this instance, I feel like you are talking about your guardian angel, because we're talking specifically about archangels and their different roles. But to bring in your guardian angel, you can ask the archangels, call them in by name. But to bring in your guardian angel, this is going to sound weird, but you just have to talk to them. That's it. You start to acknowledge their existence and talk to them, because just by doing that, you're acting on faith, and it's kind of it's like a light switch is turned on, because they're there all the time. They have always been there, but until you start to acknowledge them, they are, it's not that they're in neutral, but as soon as you acknowledge them, it's like, wow. It's like, now I know that she knows, and I know that she knows that I know. It goes on like that. Is then start to interact with them, write them letters, talk to them. When something good has happened, you just say, thank you, angel, for that.
Yeah.
You know, it's bringing them in for everything. Thank you that I didn't have to wait long for a bus. I know you're behind that. And if you want anything, ask instantly for your guardian angel to do that. I've done that many times. If I've missed a bus, I've said, I'm just using the buses today because I don't drive. I've said, oh, you know, I've looked at my watch and thought, oh, there's not another one to come for 20 minutes, but I'm freezing. And I've just asked that a bus come, and it did, and it turned up. And I just think, wow. But, you know, you could say that's coincidence, but if you thank your guardian angel and acknowledge it, then that's when they know that you're really wanting to communicate with them. So it all begins with you communicating with them, and then, boy, the light switches on, and they will make themselves known to you. So for many people, what they expect is a full-on apparition of an angel, and unless they get that, that angel doesn't exist. But it isn't like that. Angel energy can be massive like that, but for the most of us, it is quite subtle. It's quite subtle, but they will send you presents. Ask for small presents. That's the way I started to ask for proof. They want you to ask for proof that they're around. They're only too willing to join in the game because they've been bored all these years and they're ready to play. So I asked to manifest. I asked them to send me. The first thing I asked for was a red balloon. I thought, you don't see many red balloons. And I asked it specifically to come into the garden. Sure enough, 2 weeks later, a red balloon passed over the house and landed in the garden, just like that. The second week, I asked for a Reliant Robin. I don't know if anyone knows what they are, the old cars. I wanted a blue Reliant Robin. I thought, I'm making this difficult. I haven't seen one for years. Sure enough, it was a few weeks, and I drew it, and I thought, no, they'll never do this. A blue Reliant Robin passed my window when I was looking out just like that. And I just think, wow. So the more that you put them to the test, they are only too happy to prove their resistance to you. Trust me.
Yeah.
So it's all about activating them. And it's the same with the archangels. They're only too ready and waiting. So learning all about, we specifically talk about the 15 major archangels that people are most familiar with in our Lightworkers Guide. But they each have individual roles, and you can bring them and use them in your life for specific purpose. So it's learning all about how to work with the angels and how to make your life, improve your life massively by bringing them into your life.
You answer this here. When did you find your angels? So we actually did a live stream like a few days ago when we were talking about it, but obviously let's just try and cover that quickly. So I would say I went through a spiritual awakening and started to connect with angels back in 2012, and it was through, I would say, just like lots of synchronicities. Like a lot of people start off with seeing the angel numbers,
Yes. Yeah.
right? So it's things like 1111, 333. That's how it starts off. And because you're here tonight, you may start to notice like number synchronicities. So it's like when you look up at the clock, you'll see 1111, or you'll look at a number plate, and that's how the angels start to communicate with you. So it's like they're saying, hello, basically, we're here. It's like the universe is speaking through your angels, through the numbers, to say hi. And it's like a reassurance. And that was initially, I forgot to speak about the angel last night, didn't I? Like
Behind you.
the ornament one. Okay, so let me tell you the story about this then. So I wanted to ask my angels if it was like actually real at the time when it started happening several years ago. So I said to them, can you give me an undeniable sign that this thing with the numbers is actually real? And so the next day, I walked into Sainsbury's, that's like a supermarket here in the UK, and there was this angel on the shelf, on the first shelf that I went to, and the numbers underneath it had been reduced, and the price that it was £3.33, and that was like the number sequence that I kept seeing. So it was back in 2012, and that just like was one of the confirmations that what was happening, I wasn't just making it up, because it was manifesting in the external. And I was working in a call center like around that time, and I was just like not in a good place. I don't know if any of you's worked in a call center. It's just like hell. Like you just, everything is so controlled. Like you timed when you go to the toilet and all sorts of things, and it's like you just getting shouted at by people all day on the phone. And if you're like sensitive, it's really not the environment that's cheap for Sainsbury's.
That's a few years ago, isn't it?
That's well funny. Yeah, it was like yeah, call centers are grim, right? It's not the environment that you want to be in, like as somebody who's like sensitive and doing healing work, or anybody really ever. Really, like it's just not fun. So I was really struggling like with my mental health and staying in a stable place, but I started to like ask the angels to come in more and help me, and to bring me into a calmer place, and to help me with the customers, to know what to do, to know what to say. And that was like how I built my faith over time. So I was literally having conversations with them like a lot of the time, just to help them. It's literally with your angels, it's building a relationship, it's asking them, it's inviting them into your life, isn't it?
That's right. I mean, I've, like Amy said the other day, Amy interviewed me about my spiritual past, didn't you?
Yeah.
So I have known about angels all my life, really, and I've always talked with them. But it wasn't until I started to bring the archangels in, not just my guardian angel, but the archangels, that I felt that things really changed, because it's usually Archangel Michael who sends us 333 or 1111. Those are his kind of numbers. So especially if you're beginning to become aware, and at first when this was happening to me, probably around the same time as Amy, to be honest. It's a few years ago now. It's probably 2008, something like that. So I was being woken up every single night at 3:33 a.m. So the first night, you know, when you're up at 5, you just think, oh, so check to the bathroom, come back, get to bed, you know, go back to sleep. Then the next night you wake up again, you think, oh, not again. And you look at the clock and it's 3:33 and you think, oh, well, that's weird. Go back to bed and you think, oof. The third night you wake up, you look at the clock instantly, you think, oh my God, it's 3:33. What's happening? This went on for about 2 years. Seriously. Until because there was a lot happening around that time, an awful lot of spirit popping in, and it was really intense. So not everybody does go through that, but it wasn't until I started to acknowledge the angels that I realized that it was the angels who were communicating with me. They were just sending me those numbers to tell me that I'm okay. It's okay. We're protecting you. We're here. You're okay. But at the time I didn't understand it. So that was just one thing. So you'll find out if you do decide that this beautiful program is for you. We'll talk a lot about our path along this.
And that's anybody watching me tonight, because I know there's a lot of people that will watch this tomorrow.
Yeah, so we'll talk a lot about the angels and our personal path, and help you to unravel and understand the amount of experiences that you have already had and may not be aware that there have been around in your life. So, yeah, is there anything else you want to add, Amy?
Not really, no. I mean, there's loads of information on my channel if you want to find out and learn more about the angels, okay? But like my mum was saying, at the moment we do have a program open that's called A Lightworker's Guide to the Archangels, where we're working with the archangels over several weeks, and it's to build your communication with them. It's to support you in having more trust, having more faith in every area of your life. That's going to support you in making different decisions, which is then going to ultimately manifest a different reality, because that is, you know, part, like it's the journey that we've both been on, of like building that confidence in our channeling gifts, so that we are then able to support others and do work that we actually love. So that's a huge part of it, but it's going to support you in deepening the connection with yourself, and then that will have an influence on your relationships, and again in every area of your life. So do let me know, do reach out if you wish to learn more about that. And we will be live again at some point, probably next week, talking a little bit more about our spiritual journey. But I think we're going to go live a little bit earlier on, aren't we? At 5.
Yeah, a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
We both get very tired.
Yeah. Okay, right, lovelies. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
we
joining
really
us.
appreciate your presence here, and we're sending you all of the love. And remember to call in Archangel Ariel as you are working through, you know, your money blocks, calling in more abundance into your life, and starting to, yeah, if you want to do work that you love, ask Archangel Ariel to support you in having ideas about how to do that. Okay, take care.
Okay, bye.